Hi everyone, how are you doing? It's so good to talk to you today. And I'm going to be sharing about a discipline God has used to change my life in so many different ways. He's used it to help me let go of anger, worry, insecurity. He's used it to help me break habits, start habits, lose weight and keep it off. And he's also used it to help me grow closer to Him. And that discipline is truth journaling. Now, I've written about truth journaling before in my other books and explain how God brought it into my life. But in this latest book, Rally, here's the book right here, I'm talking about a different method than I usually talk about, and it's called the list style of truth journaling. Okay, and in this method, I'll just give you the 4 steps. The first step is we record the facts. Then, second step, record our emotions. Third step, we record our beliefs about what happened. And the fourth step, we record the truth. And on this video, we're going to go through those steps one at a time. And I'm going to ask you to stop the video and try an example on your own because I think we learn best by doing. So before you get started, I'd like you to have a truth journaling sheet in front of you. You can either go to barbraveling.com/rally and download a Rally worksheet, or you can go to page 53 in Rally and use that worksheet right there for your truth journaling. Okay, truth journaling is the first step of Rally, and I'll be doing a second video to go through the other steps of Rally. Okay, so let's begin with step 1. And step 1 is recording the facts. What just happened to upset you? Okay, I'm going to give you an example of my own, and then I'll let you pause the video and work on your example after each step, okay? So my first example is actually doing this video, okay? I have been putting this video off for about at least 2 weeks now, okay? Every day I put it on my list, and every day I find a good reason not to do it, okay? So my trial is I am supposed to do a Rally video. I said I would do it in the book, and I'm not doing it, okay? So that's what I would write down for the facts. I need to do a video on truth journaling. Okay, so now you think about your own situation. Okay, first of all, you'll have to find a situation to truth journal about. Think back to something that happened today that annoyed you or worried you, made you feel insecure, maybe something you're dreading, okay? If you can't think of anything, you can think about something that bothered you in the past week, or even you can truth journal through a childhood memory, okay? So think of something and then write down just the basic facts, okay? Stop the video now and do that. Okay, so after you do just the facts, I just want to ask you one thing. Are you sure you only included the facts in that section? Okay, here are some examples where we might include more than the facts, okay? I might say, my husband left a mess in the kitchen and he doesn't even care that I have to clean it up. Okay, my husband left a mess in the kitchen, that's a fact. He doesn't care that I have to clean it up, that's a belief, okay? Another example might be, my friend is having a terrible time and she really needs my help, okay? My friend is having a terrible time, that's the fact. She really needs my help, that's a belief, okay? So after you've written down the fact, the next step is to record your emotion. Okay, how are you feeling about that? Okay, and this doesn't need to be a whole paragraph. It should just be like, 1 or 2 words, okay? So my emotion for putting out this video is mostly dread. There's probably also a little bit of fear. So I would just write down dread or fear, okay? You might write down, insecure, lonely, overwhelmed, there'd be all kinds of different emotions you can write down. So go ahead and do that. Write down your emotion. Okay, step 3 is record your beliefs. Okay, the question we want to ask here is, what are you believing that's causing that emotion? So there's lots of beliefs we might have about that situation, but we want to hone in on the beliefs that are causing that emotion we're feeling, okay? So I'm feeling the emotion of dread, okay? I recorded my beliefs. This is why I'm dreading doing this video. 1, it's too hard. 2, I don't know how to do it. 3, I'll have to make myself look good. 4, this will be terrible. And 5, it won't be a big deal if I put it off till tomorrow, okay? actually, as I'm looking at that last belief, it won't be a big deal if I put it off till tomorrow. That's not actually causing the dread. When I think that belief, it actually makes me feel relieved because I don't have to do it anymore today. So as you write down your beliefs, don't be too perfectionistic and worry like, oh no, is this the right belief to put down or whatever? Okay, so just write down your beliefs, but try and keep in mind the beliefs you want to record are the ones that are causing that emotion. So go ahead and do that about your situation. Look at the emotion you wrote down and say, okay, what am I believing that's causing that emotion? Okay, so if you've done that, I want you to just go back and check what you wrote down and see, do you only have one belief per number on the worksheet, okay? Because sometimes what people tend to do is they'll tend to write down like a whole paragraph under each number, and we want to stick to one belief per number. Okay, so if we look back to my beliefs, number one, I could have put, it's too hard, I can never do things like that, and I'm not a techie, and I just know I'll never be able to do it. Okay, that's a whole bunch of beliefs, right? I don't know how many it was because I can't remember what I said, but I know that I'll never be able to do it and it's too hard. Those are two different beliefs. So look back over what you wrote, stick to one belief per number, and maybe you could just cross out some of those if you have too many so that you don't have too much to deal with right at the beginning when you're learning how to do this. Okay, I list 5 numbers on the worksheet, I think. Maybe 4 numbers in the worksheet and 5 in the book. You don't have to use all those. So if you're only believing 2 things, you don't need to fill out the rest of them, okay? So just fill out however many you need. Now the truth, okay? Record the truth, step 4. Examine your beliefs one at a time. If it's a true statement, write true. If it's a false statement or a partial truth, rewrite it so it's all the way true. And most of the times you'll be rewriting the statements. It's rare that we'll write down true, but sometimes we will, so it might be true. But a lot of times your beliefs will have some truth in them, but not it won't be all the way true. So when that happens, just rewrite it so it's all the way true. Okay, I'll show you how I'll do mine, and then I'll let you have a chance to do yours. Okay, my first one is it's too hard. Okay, the truth I wrote down is it's hard, but it's not impossible, and God can help me to do hard things. Plus, God wants me to do it even if it is hard. He doesn't want me to be a person who only does easy things. Okay, so do you see how I wrote some extra truth there? I could have just said, it's hard, but it's not too hard. But it helps to start thinking about, how does God feel about this? What does the Bible say about it? And, write as much truth as possible. The truth is what we want to get into our system, get all those lies out of our system, okay? Number 2, I don't know how to do it. I wrote true, but I can learn it one step at a time and figure out how to do it. Okay. Number 3, I'll have to make myself look good. And now I probably should explain this because you guys might be watching this, say, from Texas and think, what? Why did you think it's so hard to look good? Because in Texas, you guys are always looking good, right? But I'm from Montana where people go out of the house without makeup and in sweats and they don't care that much about how they look. I'm like a backpacker, hiker, camper sort of person. So for me, it's kind of an effort to make myself look good. Here's what I put. Yes, but that's not impossible and I don't have to look fabulous, right? One of the reasons we procrastinate is we feel like we have to do as good as everybody else out there. And I've seen videos in Bible studies and they're super professional, everybody looks super great, they're super polished, and that's not me. I mean, it might be me if I had a team to kind of work on me, but I'm doing this at home in the office where I write, and so I'm not going to be as polished. So I need to accept that. And when we get to those other steps of Rally, one of the steps is accept what you need to accept. So we'll be working through some of those things as we get to the other steps. So this step is just about finding out the truth, but we'll be working on those other steps later. Okay, number 4, this will be terrible. And the truth is, this will not be terrible. I would enjoy this if I were teaching it to a class. In fact, I just got done teaching it to somebody else's Bible study in town at a different church, and it was super fun. So the only reason I don't like these kinds of videos is because there's all that techie stuff involved, and there aren't people in front of me. So I think it's going to be terrible, but it's not really terrible. Terrible is, somebody dying in a car wreck or somebody struggling with addiction to drugs. It's not doing a video on truth journaling, right? So I need a biblical perspective. So the whole purpose of this truth journaling is to take off our cultural perspective of life and put on a biblical perspective of life. And you might find that truth journaling isn't the best way for you to do that. I also have questions on my app, I Deserve a Donut, or in my book, Renewing the Mind Project, I Deserve a Donut. Those can help you renew your mind. Or you might be a person that just wants to ask the question, okay, what's the biblical perspective of this? What's the cultural perspective? So the whole goal with truth journaling and renewing your mind is to see life as God sees it. So try this truth journaling. I try it for at least 10 times because it's something that takes a little bit to learn. But, if you find out it's not for you, don't worry about it. Just think of another way to help yourself look at life biblically, and I have all kinds of ideas for that on my blog at barbraveling.com under the Renewing Your Mind section of the blog. Okay, number 5, it won't be a big deal if I put it off till tomorrow. Okay, this is a lie. Here's the truth. No, it will be a big deal because I'll keep putting it off every day. And that's what I've been doing for the last 2 weeks. I've been just putting this off every day because it's too hard. And that's actually the truth where I started thinking, oh, that's right. It will be a big deal. I do have to do this. Let's just get it over and get it done. Okay? So truth journaling changed me, made me want to do this video, help me let go of the dread. But you might not be changed, okay? You might truth journal and not have your feelings changed. Don't worry about that if that happens. It could be that you missed a lie, or it could be that you didn't get a complete truth, but it also could be that the other steps of Rally will be a lot more helpful to you. So in some situations, those other steps of Rally will be more helpful than the truth journaling step, okay? Why don't you go ahead and try it right now, turn off the video, and try writing down all the truths for your situation. And then I have a few more comments after that. Okay, so I'm glad you tried that. Just a few more comments. I also teach another style of truth journaling. That's the one I've taught in all my other books. You'll find information on that also at barbraveling.com under the Renewing Your Mind Tools tab. I think I also have a video on the regular style truth journaling. So go ahead and try that. The main difference is with this type of truth journaling, we go looking for lies. Okay, so I'll say, okay, what am I believing that's causing me to feel this emotion? But with truth journaling, I'll just blurt it out. So I might say like, oh, I can't believe I have to do this video. That will be so terrible. Everybody will hate it. So I'll just kind of blurt out whatever is in my mind. So you might come up with some of the beliefs, but it'll be a little bit different. I actually use both types in my life depending on the situation. Some people will like one type better than the other. You can also do this for habits. You can rally for habits, and at some point I'll put out another video on that about how to rally for habits. And I think that's about it. I'll be doing another video on the other steps of rally, and I'll use the same example so you can see how I'd finish out this example. Okay, well that's it. I hope you guys have had a good experience trying this, and I hope you'll give it some more tries because I think it's something that takes a while to learn and something that will be super profitable. Oh, one last tip. As you're doing it, take time out to talk to God. So a lot of times God will show me a really cool truth as I'm truth journaling. So I take the time to talk about it. Also, as I'm truth journaling, I'll sometimes recognize another belief that I didn't have on my belief list. So if that happens, just write that other belief down, write the truth for that too. Okay, that's about it. If you want to see how I'd finish out this example, go ahead and listen to the next video. Talk to you later.